Now at 10, PSU hosts a virtual Veterans Day program at the Veterans Memorial in Pittsburgh. Plus, members of a local gym take on the Murph Challenge in honor of Memorial Day. And as we wrap up year one of a new program at KOAM, we continue highlighting our journalists and what got them here today.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Pittsburgh woman is sentenced for a murder that happened last year. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Jalen Banks. Authorities say Verla Gillian shot and killed Harold Sheets of Pittsburgh after an argument. She recently pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter and aggravated burglary. She has been sentenced to 6 years in prison. We're happy to have him back in studio with us. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with the first look of the weather.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a little bit of COVID, which a good chunk of us have had. But yeah, feeling better. Glad to be back in the studio. And I hope you had a great holiday weekend. Weather today was fantastic. 85 for a high, 81 is the average high. We have been tracking scattered thunderstorms on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. You can see these have really fallen apart over the past couple hours. Just some weak little showers southeastern Kansas, but these may flare up a little bit again later on tonight. Temperatures sitting into lower 70s. We'll back lower 60s later on tonight, but pretty quiet next few hours. And then 3-4 o'clock, a couple little guys may try to pop up kind of on the Missouri side instead of the Kansas and the Oklahoma side like we have seen throughout the afternoon. Down to 63, we rebound to 77 by 10 a.m. Plenty of chances for thunderstorms. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
A group of local CrossFit enthusiasts gathered together to run a race in honor of Memorial Day. KOAM Shagun Bondali was there and has more.
Gym members at the Midwestern Built CrossFit Gym in Joplin gathered together to honor Memorial Day by taking on the Muff Challenge.
So it's a workout for Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy. We do it every year. It's kind of a CrossFit tradition, so just another year to knock it out.
The Muff Challenge consists of a series of exercises.
A 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and another mile run. And if you do the real version, do it with a vest.
Although the workout is in Lieutenant Murphy's name, it is also for everyone who has paid the ultimate sacrifice.
It is a workout that I think is a tribute to his legacy, but personally I think this workout is something that we do for all those that did serve and gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Hunter says Memorial Day is important because it shows what selfless sacrifice means.
Realize sometimes what it takes to have such an awesome country, sacrifices made by men and women to have what we do have. As terrible as it is, they had to do what they had to do to make our life better.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
In Joplin, Shagun Bamdele, KOAM News.
Over 30 people participated in the challenge. The GAR Cemetery in Miami today honored fallen veterans with a Memorial Day ceremony. This ceremony included the Colors Entrance March by local Marine Corps, a performance of the Pledge of Allegiance, and a flag ceremony. An opening and closing prayer was led by United States Navy veteran and City of Miami employee Kevin Koch. Pittsburgh State University also honored veterans today with a virtual Memorial Day program at the PSU Veterans Memorial. The program featured traditional elements of Memorial Day ceremonies, including a color guard comprised of cadets from PSU's ROTC program, the playing of taps, and the singing of the national anthem by PSU music students. KOAM and our parent company Morgan Murphy Media are giving new journalists the opportunity for a year of in-depth training, giving them experience in many different areas and aspects of the newsroom. We're now introducing you to the first group to participate in the program.
The cost of living has gone up significantly.
Ask Carrie Worthen what she thinks about her job, and she might tell you, I'm living the dream.
And why. I wanted to be in the news since I was a little girl.
But as sometimes happens, life got in the way.
There you go. Now pull up when you go up. And I got pregnant. In my pregnancy, I was sick every day, like all day long. It was horrible. So I ended up dropping out at MSSU. I got married, had 2 more kids, and then I got divorced.
Carrie worked odd jobs through the years, thinking that was her life's path, until her mom saw an ad for a part-time news assistant.
I was like, there's no way I'm going to get that job at the news station.
Despite her hesitation, Carrie applied, and a long-closed door to her dream was about to open.
I cried whenever I got the phone. I immediately called my mom and told her, and she was so excited for me. And then you can put that in your pocket if you want to.
Carrie's now a full-time reporter with opportunities to anchor, immersed in a daily masterclass of journalism.
I'm going to be 33 soon. I'm just now getting into my groove. So I have tons more to learn. But I'm willing to do it.
Like so many, Carrie balances work with being mom.
Put your hands up there.
3 grade school kids who she says kept her moving forward during difficult days.
So when I got a divorce, I was like, I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. Like, I felt like my life ended and it was a rock bottom. And so I didn't think it could get any better. Without my kids, I wouldn't be where I am today. My kids are the reason that I go to work every day. They're the reason I wake up every morning. They're the reason I work so hard.
Carrie says that today she's in a good place, co-parenting with her ex-husband, growing professionally, relying on her faith, and the strength that comes through adversity.
Everybody has stories. Everybody has hard times. But I realize that you can either use those as excuses or as motivation. So yeah, I had hard times growing up, and I went through a divorce, and there's times that I had no money in my bank account. But I can either dwell on those, or I could use this motivation to never be back there again. So now I just move forward and let my past push me.
Lessons she hopes her kids carry with them as they pursue their own dreams.
You can find more information about the program on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, the Fort Scott National Historic Site honors fallen veterans and sacrifices made for the country. Plus, people from all over the country travel to Gower, Missouri to see the remains of Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster. The Fort Scott National Historic Site is honoring our nation's heroes with a field of honor. It was part of the site's Symbols of Sacrifice event. Hundreds of flags were set up to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Officials say it's important to always remember the freedom we all enjoy isn't free. People are flocking to Missouri to see and touch the body of Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster 4 years after her death. Some viewers may find some of the video disturbing. This video contains images of the nun's body. Mark Prolos reports.
It's unbelievable. Only God can do that. I believe.
Visitors flocked to Benedictines of Mary, Queen of Apostles Convent on Saturday on a religious pilgrimage to see something that defies the laws of science. Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster's body has yet to rot, despite being in the ground for 4 years.
It's enough of a sign where people can question it, but not enough where it's absolutely certain, because people have to take that leap of faith.
The town of Gower has a little more than 1,500 residents and is about an hour north of the metro. The road to get to the convent is not easy, but people from all over the country didn't want to miss the chance to see what some are calling a miracle.
This is something that I didn't want to miss because it's one in a lifetime, okay? Seeing miracles like this, it's strengthened our faith. So I will encourage other people to come their own eyes and see and visit really what we have seen today.
Lancaster founded the convent in Gower. According to someone who works with the nuns, Lancaster's casket was cracked and moisture seeped inside. Still, her body remains in excellent condition.
I was overwhelmed, to tell you the truth. I was just overwhelmed because, you read about these things and, you know they're true. Maybe in Europe somewhere, but to actually see it happen in our day and age is, I think, a great testament to the Catholic faith.
Visitors to Gower say the trip to see Lancaster's body opened their eyes to new possibilities.
I really will invite other people to come to see their own eyes, because sometimes we doubt. But I really, when you come and you see, it makes you think about life.
The viewing of the sister's body ended this morning. A little later, Pittsburgh State Track and Field are back after the 2023 NCAA Division II Men's Outdoor Championship. Brock Baldridge will let us know how they did in sports.
Plus, more thunderstorms popping up over the next few days. We're going to check that out next. Well, I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend and enjoyed your Memorial Day. And weather-wise, it was actually pretty good most of the weekend. We had a few isolated thunderstorms during the afternoon hours for us today and this evening. But overall, past 3 days, pretty good. Looks pretty good. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. All right, allergies, always kind of high this year, but we're in the moderate range. So on a scale of 1 to 12, today was an 8, tomorrow's a 7. Main allergies, grasses, hickory, and of course, mulberry outside. Temperatures for us today, most of us low to mid 80s, a little bit cooler where we had thicker clouds on the Kansas side. And now we're dropping back, most of us across the board, sitting into the lower 70s, but it looks pretty good. Here's 7th and range line, 73, winds are calm, visibility at 10 miles. And through the overnight hours tonight, we are going to drop back 63, 64 degrees, already rebounding 77 by 10 a.m. All right, thunderstorms we had earlier, Kansas, Oklahoma, have pretty much fallen apart. We do have a couple little tiny sprinkles across southeastern Kansas, but everybody else is dry. We do have a big complex through parts of Nebraska, and this is sliding south and east, but I think by the time it gets to the I-35 corridor, it should fall apart. But I also think we could get a few isolated thunderstorms trying to pop up for us late tonight. Look at the high pressure. See the upper level wind, so it kind of drives these systems off toward the south and to the east. These little kinks in the winds are weak little waves, and that's what's firing off a few hit and miss storms, and that's what we're going to have as we go through the next few days. All right, let's step through the next 48 hours. Late tonight, a couple isolated little thunderstorms trying to pop up. Most of you dry. Through the morning, partly sunny. We warm to near 80 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 83, 84 degrees. But look at the scattered storms popping up again. Maybe a little bit stronger just to our north and west. We're going to have to watch this and see if something can drive in tomorrow evening, giving us a little wider spread shot of scattered showers and thunderstorms. These kind of die out late tomorrow night. Then Wednesday, very similar to what we're going to see tomorrow. Partly sunny skies through the morning. We warm to near 80 by noon. Scattered thunderstorms once again Wednesday afternoon. These could be a little bit stronger. Most of these will just be moderate to strong storms, but we could get a few severe ones trying to pop up as we go through the next couple days. We'll watch that. All right, day planner for you on your Tuesday, starting at about 63, 65 by 7, 81 by noon, 82 by 4, high temp of 84 degrees, and we are going to have those isolated thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon. 84s next 2 days, 86s Thursday and Friday, pop-up storms each and every day. Chances a little lower on Thursday. I'm going 20 and 30% chances because these are scattered storms. That means I expect 20 or 30% of us to get rain over the next few days. And then thunderstorm chances lasting into the weekend. Temperatures mid-80s over the next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking pretty outside of some of the thunderstorms you might see, but summer's definitely on the way.
It's right around the corner.
All right, thank you, Doug. The cause of an apartment building collapse in Davenport, Iowa is now under investigation 1 day after part of a 6-story building came down Sunday afternoon. Roxana Saberi has the latest from New York.
First responders in Davenport, Iowa are getting high praise for moving quickly when a section of a 6-story apartment building came crumbling down Sunday.
Because of the response and because of the concern for life by our first responders to get in the building knowing that that building was unsafe to help folks, because of that, they saved lives.
Overnight, search teams rescued an 8th person from the building that had 84 apartments and businesses.
It came down like an explosion, like a bomb.
Residents are grateful to have made it out.
And I'm 86 years old, so I'm very lucky and blessed again. Blessed to live this long and blessed to get out without injuries, but I have nothing now.
Authorities found a gas leak after the collapse, and they say there have been complaints from residents about the structural integrity of the building.
We issued notice and orders to have those repaired. The building owner hired their own engineering firm to direct them, and the repairs needed to be made.
County officials say nearly 20 permits were filed last year for building repairs, mainly for plumbing or electrical issues. Roxana Saberi, CBS News.
Still ahead, the I-70 series between the Royals and the Cardinals almost saw some history. And the Pittsburgh State Gorillas return home to Pittsburgh after winning the national championship in men's track and field. We'll go over the details in sports.
Well, on Saturday, the Pittsburgh State Gorillas won the 2023 NCAA Division II Men's Outdoor Track and Field Championship. The Gorillas made the trip back to Pittsburgh with plenty of fans and supporters there to meet them. The Gorillas were welcomed back to Pittsburgh on Sunday night. Pittsburgh State brings home some hardware with them. Gorillas have now won back-to-back NCAA Division II titles. Pitt State combined for 66 points in the three-day championship meet. The next closest team had 47 points. Kyla Davis, Cordell Tinch, and Anna Childress all took first place in their events. The Gorillas have now captured 4 national titles between the indoor and outdoor track.
The view was just to make sure that we focused on the job that each one had to do and what we need to do. So we tried to keep it calm, relaxed, and treat it as another track meet.
It's a lot, and I know Rutledge has such high expectations, and so I know he believed in me just as much as I did, and especially with like Haven being a national champion before me, it's very possible in this program, and so the success that's in this program is just amazing, and I'm glad that I'm able to contribute to that.
It was a great trip, great group of guys, great coaches, great everything, great fans, great support. We had people, a whole lot of people in Pitt State shirts that I didn't think were making the trip, but you know, this is a track city, I'm gonna be honest, so it was great to see everybody there for us.
And today is the annual I-70 series between the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals. There was a chance for history on this Memorial Day between the two rivals. Royals at Cardinals in Busch Stadium, top of the third, no score. Vinny Pasquantino pulls this down the right field line, keeps it fair. Nick Prado comes in to score. The pass squatch is in there at second. Royals take a 1-0 lead. Top of the fifth now, MJ Melendez hammers this one into the gap. Salvador Perez, get on your horse. He will hustle around the bases, and he will get in there safely. Royals go up 2-0. Kansas City had a perfect game going into the 8th inning. So then we head to the top of the 9th. Bobby Witt Jr. starts to pour it on. The Royals get the solo shot into the bullpen. Junior's homer makes it 6-0. Later in the inning, Michael Massey, take a good look. You won't see it for long. 2-run bomb. The Royals take game 1 of the I-70 series. Kansas City wins it 7-0 over St. Louis. And the NCAA Division I baseball regionals were announced earlier this morning. Many of the close regional teams were able to get in, but some did not make it. Starting off in the Fayetteville region, the Arkansas Razorbacks will be at home. They start off by hosting Santa Clara, and the Razorbacks will play either the winner or loser of TCU or Arizona. Over to the Stillwater Regional now. Cowboys did enough in the Big 12 tournament to give themselves a chance to host a regional. The Pokes will take on Oral Roberts, and then they'll play the winner or loser between Dallas Baptist or Washington. Then finally, the Oklahoma Sooners were one of the last 4 teams to get in the NCAA regionals. So Oklahoma will travel to Charlottesville, Virginia, where they will play the East Carolina Pirates in the first round. The Sooners will play the winner or loser between Virginia and Army West Point. Unfortunately, Kansas State was on the outside looking in. The Wildcats were unable to be selected to play in the NCAA regional tournament. And finally, switching gears to the NBA basketball, it's Game 7 tonight between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Boston tried to become the first team in NBA history to come all the way back from a 3-0 deficit. Meanwhile, Miami Heat defeated the Celtics 103-84. So now Miami will travel to Denver. And so your 2023 NBA Finals, it will be the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. Game 1 of the Finals will be this Thursday, June 1st. That's a look at your sports. We'll be back after this.
Pitt State University's President Dan Shipp just returned to Gorilla Nation after biking around the state of Kansas. The purpose of the trip was to meet potential future students and to earn money for those students. During the biking trip, PSU earned $7.6 million in pledges and met over 1,000 new friends.
Pretty fantastic, and
around
especially
the state, man.
Especially, at least most of the state is flat, except for the Flint Hills. But yeah, besides that,
Doug, what do you have for us?
A few isolated thunderstorms popping up late tonight, and then again over the next several afternoons. But most of the days look pretty good. High temps into the mid 80s.
All right, Brock. Whew. We almost had history tonight.
We almost had history tonight.
But other than that series, what do you have for us in sports?
Pitt State, great season. The track, outdoor. And it's hard enough to win outdoor track, but indoor and outdoor track to be national champions. So congrats to the Gorillas on that. And congrats to the Heat.
Oh, yeah. The Miami Heat are now in the NBA Finals. But we thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Let's make it a great evening.